Whoa, I'm so loud now.
Whoa, hey, slow down.
That's awesome.
That's loud.
Tell me.
Hello, I'm good.
Hello,
I'm
hello.
lower now. Now I feel too loud, maybe? I saw how little
can
you
hear
move
my
the
head.
dial, so that's...
I can hear myself breathe. That's a little loud.
No, that's just a weight problem.
It could be. Hey, I just did 30 miles on Monday, 32 on Wednesday.
That's a long way to run.
I walked, Tuesday I walked 10.7 miles at 10,000 feet with a 30-pound pack in my back. Tristan beat me out.
That's a lot of miles.
Barely.
And he started a half hour in front of me.
He won the race too.
What?
He won the race too.
He's the fastest one.
You know what, Rick? Thanks for
By a
bringing that
belly.
up. Thanks for bringing that up, Rick.
All right.
Something tells me you're getting old.
This is episode 128. Welcome to the Slightly Serious Sign Podcast, brought to you by Wensco Sign Supply, the #1 podcast in the sign and graphics industry for news, events, new products, and customer success stories. If you want to know what's going on or you want to grow your sign shop, you're in the right place. Here is one, some, or all of your hosts, Mike, Tyler, and Domingo.
This is episode 128 of the Slightly Serious Podcast. I am Tyler Hull of Wensco. I have Erik Mello from Mello Imaging Technologies with me. Take it away from there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, I came in from Detroit, New York. I already forgot the city.
New York. You should have bragged yourself up. Hey, this is Erik Mello. You should just went on and on about how awesome he is and how much
It's not my instinct.
how great he is.
You're right.
That's funny. Anyways, welcome back to the podcast in the studio.
Hey, finally.
I don't know how long it's been since we were...
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking, is Tyler on his own now? And I'm like, yeah, he likes to do it by himself.
No one else travels with me. It's just all by myself. Just
Well, we have a budget. We have a budget. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the budget included steaks last night, from what I heard.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's okay. I only can spend so much time with Tyler, and I just can't handle it anymore. So, like, I need breaks. I need monthly breaks.
Somehow he's over that limit. He's been gone for 10 days. He's still over the limit. He hasn't recovered. So, anyways, I don't remember the last time we were in the studio.
It's been a while.
Recording a podcast. So it's good to be back. I think we have the next one. I think is supposed to be in here too. So hopefully we'll have a few in here, and then believe it or not, we'll be at Print United before we know it, and we'll be back out there. Which it sounds like we'll all be there. So it'll kind of be like normal. If everything goes well, we'll have a full studio at the show. But
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna be busy a lot of the
we
show.
won't know until Monday when Tony said we're going to attempt to build it. And we don't know what the exact plan is. So
at Print United, I'm only going to be in the ones where I like the people.
okay.
So if I'm not in your podcast during Print United, that means I don't like you.
when people are like, "Oh, is Mike going to be here?" I'll be like, "No, he's not going to be here." And be like, "Oh, why?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, you have to listen to
Yeah, episode 128.
2 minutes and 8 seconds of episode 128, and that'll explain it all for you." Yeah, I don't have to explain it. Anyway, so we had a guy fly in for the episode, so appreciate you coming in, Erik.
Yeah, happy to be
doing
here.
doing the intro for us as well on the fly. So
I'll do whatever you need.
you gave intros to who you are from Mello Imaging, but do you want to kind of go? What's Mello Imaging? What have you guys been doing? How long you been in business? All that good stuff.
Yeah, so Mello Imaging Technologies is we're a large format specialist. It's distribution like you guys, but we specialize in that large format printing space. So my father started the business 8 years ago out of his garage. He had the background 30 years prior in this industry. Again, just all large format printing, mostly fixing the printers, and then slowly got into selling them. And they got bought by a large company that we will not name today. We spoke about yesterday, and just wasn't a good match for him. And he was like, going to go off my own, do my own thing, and kind of rebuild what he had built up with that prior company, Alpha Imaging. And it was, that was his vision. And about a year later, I graduated college, and I was like, don't know what I want to do with my career. Graduated with like an environmental science degree that, I'm very into like nature and stuff as a hobby, but I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. And then it was right as my dad was moving out of the garage into a commercial space. So I was like, I'll join on with him. And, at first I was just delivering stuff didn't really have an interest in printing, really. It was kind of just a job with steady pay. So I was like, I'll take it. And then as I started to go around, I started to talk to customers. And that's really when I got into more of a sales position. Now I pretty much exclusively run sales for the company, and as well as wearing a bunch of other hats, obviously. It's a smaller company. But that was how I got into it. And we sell large format printing equipment. So, 64-inch eco-solvent roll to roll, grand formats, 10-foot UV roll to roll, flatbed hybrid between the two. And then finishing equipment as well, the cutters, the laminators, and then the vinyl and the laminates to boot. So that's kind of the products we carry. It's kind of the background we have. We're based in Long Island, New York, but we service the New York City metro sort of region, 50, 100 miles out from New York City. That's our territory, and we stick to it, but it's good.
I mean, there's not that many people in that 50-mile radius, right? So there's probably not a lot for you guys to do.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about it is we don't have to go as far to get like a lot of customers on board. So that's really our MO is we service that area and we stick to it, and it works. So.
Yeah. Do you ever have big challenges of putting equipment in
Oh my
shops?
God. You have no idea. So we
Taking
had
out windows.
Oh my God. So first of all,
no. I have an elevator. We run into that, and we're not in that kind of market.
I have a customer, and he's in Manhattan proper, and he can't. This is where he's at. He can't move, which I get, but logistically it causes some problems. He's moving right now, and he literally had to buy 2 new Epson printers, not because his old ones weren't working, but because they wouldn't fit in the freight elevator. So
you couldn't get them back out.
And he's like, I'm like, what are you going to sell them? He's like, I'm just going to throw them out. We're like, I don't have a buyer for them, and I got to get rid of these. I can't have them here. So nowhere to put them. So, and when it comes to working in New York City, like we had a place in Brooklyn, we sold them a Vanguard flatbed 5x10. It was in the Navy Yard, and it's like an old hangar with basically it's basically a railroad track that runs through the entire place. And they needed this printer not on the main floor, but on the second story. So we had to rig it. And we didn't, it was before we knew better to tell them hire a rigging company. We'll show up when the printer's in place. So we took that on. We had 3 forklifts, and we were just slowly lifting it. And there was one point where it almost slid off one of them on the side. And I was like, we both looked at each other. We're never doing this again.
Yeah.
So, but we do that stuff all the time. So
yeah, it's crazy. We have a couple big cities. I mean, Chicago's the main one, right, where we've had issues with one specific customer downtown. Same thing where they're like, oh, we have a freight elevator, and then you get in, the freight elevator's 6 feet wide. You're like, this is 6 inches wider than a regular elevator. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's interesting trying to deal with that kind of stuff. But so you guys are focused on large format equipment for the most part, then, right? The consumables obviously go with that.
Yep, equipment. The ink and all that to boot. Parts. We do service and support ourselves. That's kind of our whole shtick, is that we service everything that we sell, and that's kind of how we've been able to grow and stand out over the competition. I've watched this podcast. I've seen how you guys have done things. It seems like a very similar mindset in terms of you have to provide real value to the customer rather than just being a reseller that
ships a box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
how many employees you guys have?
3. My father and I being 2 of those 3. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And we have close to 100 customers, active ordering customers. And, we're very busy. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
we're the 3 of us. So
that's good.
We're growing though, so we hired our first guy. We hired him not too long ago, and we're already needing another. So it's good. We're busy.
Yeah. Yeah, you said the third guy you hired is primarily delivery.
Yeah, exclusively right now.
Yeah.
I would like to, right now, my father and I do all the service and sales and everything else. But I would like to obviously grow and bring that, more of that skilled labor on. Maybe some people that want to fix printers, learn how to fix printers. I'd be fine teaching someone. I'd actually be more than happy to start from scratch with somebody, because I could teach them kind of my way of doing things instead of they came over from somewhere else and they bring some of those things with them. So
yeah, those are some of the challenges that we run into as well, where we got this guy that worked on printers. Well, he doesn't know anything about what printers we sell, but he knows printers, and it's
it can almost work against you sometimes, because different printers, different manufacturers can be so different, and just the approach to fixing them. So we're very practical in the way that we do things. So
Yeah, I think from our side, right, where we've talked about what is our job here, right? And it's like, okay, our job is to have the products you need and deliver them to you, right? That's 90% of our job here. And if you're going to specialize in equipment, then it sounds like you guys have it dialed in where it's like, okay, our job is to obviously be able to get you the equipment and also make sure that we can service it. And if we can do those two things, I mean, we're going to beat 75% of our competitors out there.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, so
we can't do those two things.
In terms of like where we really stand out, it's that after support too. So like we sell the printer, we'll also custom color profile it for them, for their media. We try to get them on our media. Obviously that's half of the business. So we'll profile the printer to that media. We'll make sure it's running to their spec and to their liking. By the time we leave, they're happy with it. So, and then, unlimited follow-up support. You can call us for anything, any problems you're having or any questions. I'm doing this project, whatever it is. We kind of try to really throw our weight behind these customers that we have.
Well, it's kind of good that, that you have a lot of control, right?
Absolutely.
But when we have 14 sales reps, we really have control, but we don't have a lot of what they're saying control.
Yeah.
Meaning promises, it'll be there, we'll deliver. I think your model is your headaches are going to start once you add more people.
Oh, so, yeah, I've already
just be prepared with that. I mean, it's a good thing that you're growing, but it's control that you got to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's cool to see it from like with how many people we have on our side, right? It's a lot more to manage than 3, so it's cool to see where you guys are at and you guys are growing. And
we are. Yeah.
It's interesting from my side because there's a lot of, like we talked about already, there's already a lot of very big competitors out there, which make it have done their best to make it very hard to compete in this side of the business.
But on the same side, they make it easy to compete.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they suck at it so bad that there's room for places just like you where people want that service, and some of these other companies are so big they can't give that service.
Yeah.
So you're just like, you're getting a box. Sometimes you got to put it together. Then you wait for someone to show up. He shows up for 3 minutes, shows you how to move a file over and print, and then he's out of there. So there's room for companies just like yours.
Exactly.
And there's going to be more room for companies just like yours based off the big few suck at it. I mean, they really suck at it in most of the markets. So, I mean, that's why we're wide open. That's why we're growing so fast in that space.
And it's great to see, by the way, like, another locally, owned and operated, family business. Like I think that's what our customers like to see, but it's definitely what I like to see, instead of insanely large organizations it feels a bit more like just impersonal. And that's what people have told me. So
they're a number.
Yeah. And it's a number. There's a place for both, right?
Yeah.
But even you see like some of the big, even the Walmart's changing right now because they realize you can't be what you used to be. And so some of these big companies that we compete against have forgot, like, hey, there's a customer base. They're just, I'm just moving this box here or there. And that's what's making us super busy. I mean, you see there's one company out there that's absolutely failing right now because they forgot. They forgot what got them to the spot they're at. But that's what I like. It leaves it wide open. Like all we got to continue to do is do what we've always done. Give good service.
Absolutely.
Have stuff in stock and treat them right.
Yeah. I think it's if we went back and looked at it, the episode we recorded after the GSG thing went down, we talked about this. We were talking about it in Denver, right, where it said, like, what's going to happen is you're going to leave voids for other companies to come in and take that business because you're buying out all the competitors and becoming the only one, but that doesn't prevent another company from coming in opening. And the other thing that's helped with that is I think some of the vendors have been put in a tight spot where they only have, maybe one option in that area, which means that they have no control over it, right? That they're completely tied to whoever's available for that. And it allows other people to come in and be like, hey, we would also like to help you service those customers. And it's as soon as they get another option when they've been just kind of pinned into the corner with like, hey, this is the only option you have to buy from.
Right.
I think it's easier for the smaller companies to grow, which is what it feels like we're seeing kind of across the board, at least.
Yeah, our growth's been entirely organic. It's been, I go into a place, whether it's a referral or I just walk through the door cold. And a lot of times I'm welcome. It's like, oh, great. You guys sell this stuff? It's like, yeah, we do. And we're right here. So that's organic for us.
We see that a lot of the franchise shows, right? Where they're like, "Oh, are you guys in Florida?" And be like, "No," and it's like, "Oh,
yeah, are you in Dallas?" No,
yeah, and that's at least our tell that it's like, oh, there's serious currently like demand and want for other options in the market right now. I think that's across the board, right? We were talking about it yesterday, but you have what, 4 or 5 different competitors within 50 miles
I think
of
more.
You?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the most, I don't know this for certain, obviously, but it's probably one of the most densely crowded spaces. And it's, when you're thinking about like opening up a second location and stuff too, like when it gets to that point, you think about where you want to put it. A lot of them are in like North Jersey and stuff like that. Makes sense. It's a good kind of centrally located place to get to. But there's so many by me. It's crazy.
But what's interesting with that is, we joked about this with Texas for so long at this point that we just keep making jokes about it. But we keep saying like, oh, why would we open there, right? There's so many options. Right. That's where they all used to be, right? They were all in Texas. And you're like, why would I need to go there? And yet when we run into customers at the show that are in Texas, they're like, oh yeah, we'd love another option. Yeah. You'd be like, that doesn't make any sense to me, right? Sense. Like you have 3 or 4 options right now and you're saying like, yeah, but those ones aren't good. It's like, that doesn't even make sense. It seems like they would, at least one of them at some point would step up and take it. And I think in Texas, at least we're seeing some of that, right? Where I think people realize there's opportunity and some of them are stepping up. Some of them don't seem to care still, which is fine.
Do you ever hear when you're talking to customers that, oh yeah, I want to introduce myself. This is our company. This is what we do. Oh, you sell that? I only get 2 people. Like at the shows is what I'm trying to bring up is that when we were in Texas, they're like, there's so many options. Yeah, but I only really deal with these 2. I need that third option. But you have 7. It's like, or 5. Yeah. And it's like, well, I don't deal with them because of this. I don't deal with them because of this. I don't deal with that. Do you get that same kind of response when you're talking to people?
I do. I think it's all about relationships. Like I think people have had bad experiences before and then they just stay away from it.
Exactly.
And I think that's like, we have a lot of competition, but a lot of it's, like, oh, I'm never talking to that guy again, so then it eliminates those people. But I don't want to speak poorly about anyone that I compete with. That's from what I've seen. It's like, that gives you the opportunity to step in and just do your best. And, again, like I never go and bash like, oh yeah, that guy terrible.
Yeah. That's not the business.
You guys deal with Jeff? Did you know this about Jeff?
The worst way to do it, I think.
We had that here though. We had a guy that trashed us quite a bit that is now out of business. That was right. I don't want to say the name of the company. 45 minutes from us, trashed us. So that where people didn't like us, then he went out of business. Yeah. Then now they're all dealing with us and they're like, wait a minute. It's not what they said it was.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's not like we do have a decent price, way better service than he had. And just way more honest than he ever was.
Yeah. The thing we talked about yesterday, I wanted to bring up again. I was thinking about it last night is you said you're going in and basically being like a helping hand to them in terms of like if they have questions, if they don't know what they need for this, if they don't know what to do with their printer, you guys are there to help them with that. And I think what we've seen is we've had so many, I'll do sales reps in quotations for people that are on audio, sales reps from other companies that have been just that. They've just been sales guys, right? Like come in, hey, what are you paying? Here's what we can get for you. And that's what they're used to dealing with. They're used to dealing with a guy that comes in and his whole thing is like, let me see what I can sell you. And they're not used to dealing with somebody that's like, hey, how can, like, we would like to be a help to you, right? And I always joke, like in B2B, like if I can help you grow, we grow. You know, like if you grow and you buy from me, then we both grow. Yeah. And I don't think people are used to that. I don't think they even are aware that it's an option. We talked about it yesterday with people calling after they've messed up projects to be like, hey, can I return this? It failed. And you'd be like, why didn't you call me beforehand?
They're not used to it.
People are confused at that question. Like, what do you mean? Call you before I do it? And be like, yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So I think it's been interesting. Is that what you guys have seen like on your side there where people aren't even used to having a,
it's like, help me help you. Like, you know, like if you have this project coming up, like call me, I'd be happy to talk about it. But if they don't call me, then you order the material without saying what it is, I'm not going to, every time you order, hey, what's this for? But, you know, if it fails, it's a lot easier if you just tell me at first and what you're trying to accomplish and we can work together. And I think, it's that they're not used to it. They're not used to working alongside the distributor. It's more like, let me place my order for this material. Maybe I looked it up, maybe I used AI, like we were talking about last night. I looked it up on ChatGPT, like, this vinyl, it says it could have done this and then it failed. It's like, well, did you ask anyone with any experience or did you just talk to the chatbot about it? So that's been our experience.
Yeah, chatbot knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows he's putting it up on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drywall, not painted.
I just keep referring to him as the little robot. The little robot sometimes doesn't know actually what's going on. He hasn't quite figured it out yet. He's getting there, but not yet for us at least. And besides us doing it, I think we've seen the vendors also stepping into that space too, where it's like, hey, we're not here just to sell you. We're here to be a resource with what Arlon's doing with their product showcases. Oh, if I got the word wrong, that would have been bad. I'd heard that from Chuck. With their product showcase, I think that's just a perfect move, on their side to say like, hey, there's a void on actual product knowledge and ways to install the product properly, and a lot of people will use it and have a bad experience the first time and then never come back and buy it again. Versus, hey, with the first project, let us come in, right? You're going to buy the material. We'll send a guy in. We'll show you how it all works, how we would do it, everything you need to know about the material. And then moving forward, you guys should be good to go. And I don't think those resources were available even 3 years ago on our vendor side of things. And so it's been an interesting change to see how distributors have changed to fill that gap and how vendors have changed to fill that gap.
Yeah, so we're an Arlon dealer as well. We have been since 2019, right when we kind of started up there. But they've been phenomenal on the on the support side of whether it's answering our questions, whether it's going right to the customer and giving them that educational experience, hosting workshops, whatnot. Can't be thankful enough for the resources that they've poured into both the dealers and the customers themselves. To have that backup is great. So love that company.
Yeah. No, they've been easy to work with, obviously.
Yeah, Chuck's okay.
Yeah.
I don't really like Chuck.
We don't want to hype him up too much.
We don't want to hype
Bring him down just a touch.
we got to bring him down.
Yeah. We'll say a few nice things and then, it's been good. The other thing we kind of talked about yesterday is where do you, how do you think you guys are able to grow when, the thing I talked about is the buying power that we're dealing with on the bigger competitors in our space, right, is ridiculous in terms of how much more they have access than we do. How do you guys think you're able to compete still price wise with that being
the answer is, honestly, we rarely compete on price. Usually when someone says, well, I can get it from X or Y company for, this amount less, we just usually go, okay, great, get it from them. And that's usually where we stick to, and obviously I understand business need to keep, prices reasonable, and I understand even shopping a little bit, you don't want to get ripped off by anybody. The whole thing with us is really, you have to trust that we're not going to screw you over, and that this is probably not even your largest cost when it goes into these jobs. So we're going to guide you to the right products too. Like sometimes you're being upsold on things. So maybe you can get, for example, 1 EDC for something that probably doesn't need it. But that price may be better than someone else that sells 1 EDC, but I come across all the time. It's like, I'm wrapping just like a wall, and it's it's up for 2 days, and they're using 1 EDC for it. And it's a great product. I don't sell 3M, but it is a great product. I'll admit that for things like that. But it's do you need to be paying that? It's you're getting the best price on that. But I could sell you something from, say, Arlon that does that job just as well for what you're doing, and it saves you a lot. So we save people more that way by strategizing with them and informing them, instead of just being I'm the cheapest Arlon dealer in the region, and that's just not how we pick up business. So.
Yeah, if you're trying to be the cheapest, you'll never be the cheapest. Right. And I think the bigger guys are figuring that out now, that there's certain items we'll just fight you on. I don't have to make money on that. I'm going to make money on something else with them. But yeah, you can't ever be the cheapest. Even Walmart figured it out. I can't always be the cheapest, right? So
I was going to say it's on the outside of our industry, I have seen that we have hit that plateau where everyone was racing to be the cheapest option out there, and then they all got there at the same time. And now it's okay, well, now what? Yeah. Amazon, Walmart, all of them all got there and we're like, okay, well now how do we win business? You know what I mean? Like if our whole thing was price before, we get to a point where we cannot go any lower. Like both of them did their earnings and are like, we're not making money. Like we have all the orders, but we're not making money. And I think we are kind of getting to that point as well. You were talking about the one that's failing, and the reason they got there is because the way they were winning all their business, and then they went back, from what it seems like on the outside looking in, right? They went back, did the math, and was like, oh, we're losing money on a lot of orders. And then pivoted, but their only reason people were doing business with them was because of price. So as soon as you're like, oh, we're not making any money and raise your prices, you lose all your customers because that was the only thing you were winning on.
You can't pull all your sales reps off the road or get rid of all of them when you only sold on price, and then try to raise your price, say, oh, we're giving you service. Who's servicing us?
Who's service?
Who? So, and we just dealt with the company that just went out of business. Like, hey, this is the price I was buying from them. I said, okay, well, where are they at? They're out of business. That's why. Like, you're going to have to pay more from me. Because, unlike him, we have to make money because we don't want to end up having to go work for our competitor.
Yeah. And I think there's the thing we're finding, which is, I mean, for sure true with you guys, but there's a significant value to having somebody you can call, and I think there is a cost to that. And some people don't realize that, what you said, right? Like some people, the only thing they care about is price. And if you win that business, the next time they go to place a big order, they're just going to price shop you again. Right. Yep. So is it worth the hassle for that? But there's a value in having somebody available to answer those questions. And if you're going to shop purely on price, even the guy you buy it from probably doesn't want to deal with your phone calls, right? He's like, I'm not making any money on this. I don't have time.
I mean, I was just off grid for 5 days, 6 days, something like that, where I had no phone. And when I came back into service, obviously my voicemail box is always full. At least it wasn't Wensco employees this time filling it up. But my voicemail box full, and my text messages it was like 81 text messages. So it's just like, it just shows like even and they shouldn't be calling me first. They should be calling somebody else first. But even I have that many messages I'm trying to get back to in 5 or 6 day span. Shows just how somebody where they can call us. And these are people that are very loyal to Wensco.
Yeah.
Like if they're not loyal to Wensco, they don't get a text back.
Yeah.
You can't ask me for information. If you're not buying from us, you can't ask me information at all. You can call your sales rep, but you're not going to talk to me for sure.
I think that's what, when we're talking about customers, in my mind, I think there's two different customers. There's customers that go on price, and there's customers that understand the value of what a company brings. But I think it's that mindset that they need to get through. Either they break their old stubborn ways, right, and pay for the extra and get the information that they need on a project, versus I can buy that cheap, but then I really don't know if that's going to work for me. I do all my research, a simple phone call to a sales rep saying, hey, I'm doing this project. Yeah. Can I use this? No. Don't use that. Removable is going to, or whatever it may be. Yeah. They need to understand that. And I don't know if we can break that customer's mentality or that mental state until they get burned. Yeah. And that's when I thought I knew everything, but I really don't know everything.
Yeah. The other thing I want to add to this is, like, if you're a customer listening, right, and it just sounds like, oh, we're just complaining.
I'm not bashing my customers, by the way.
100%. No.
I'll bash
what
them.
I am saying is, like,
we want you to learn.
When we're saying,
Call us.
there's a cost to having someone available, right? Like, if you're willing to work with us, like, that cost factor can also be reduced as well. But what we're saying is, like, if the only thing you want to do is beat us up on price every time you call, it's a lot harder to provide any value. It's like, well, we're not making any money. But if you're calling me all the time with, like, hey, we're doing this project, what can I use? We're doing this, what can I do? And you're buying the same products, like, we can work with you to get costs down. But what we're saying is, like, there has to be some relationship there, right? Like, we're not a transactional company, which I think is what a lot of people are finding is the ones that are transactional they're having a hard time dealing with them now. Right. Like, I know a lot of them we've done a lot of price increases right over the last, and people are naturally going to price shop then and finding, like, oh, it was already more expensive than I thought it was, or someone else was cheaper. But all it takes is a phone call, which I think is even funny looking at the Facebook groups, and they're like, yeah, my price went up at XYZ company, and does anyone know where else I can buy it? And the comment will be like, did you call your rep? And that's not just us, right? That's our competitors too. Like, did you call your rep? And they'll be like, no, I don't have one. And you'd be like, okay, well, that's who you should call first, right? Like, if you have an issue with the company you're dealing with, your first call should be them, not not the internet or not the competitor. Like, call them and be like, hey,
or not the vendor.
I saw this thing, right? Yeah, exactly. And people have no idea who to contact. You just talked about them. I had a customer apologize yesterday, calling me, be like, oh, sorry, I didn't know who to call. And it wasn't, he didn't have a single person to call. I was the third person he had called. He's like, I just need this thing. I just kept calling until somebody got it to me today. And where else are you going to get 3 people on the phone in one day?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all who can help your problem. Not like, oh, one of us can help. Any one of
Was
us can do
that
it.
Horvath?
No, but he does that. He already told me the order of operations for him.
I already know when he calls, if I miss that call, I know I don't have to call him back.
He doesn't even leave voicemail anymore.
Because he'll go to the next person, which is fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's what I think we're trying to be, is like, if you got a hold, there's a lot of people you can get a hold of that can help you with your problem. And that may not be true.
And it's also your rep too, right? Sometimes your sales rep, they'll take the call any time of the week, and some sales reps are just, whenever it works for them. So like in my case, there's no one else really to defer to other than my father and I when it comes to the sales. So, we go to Florida every year around Thanksgiving time. There'll be times, and the last 2 trips actually happen, where I'm literally sitting on the beach and I'm like, well, I got to go up and get self-service because I see I missed a call here, but I can't call him back. And like, it's just like, how seriously do you take that responsibility? Like, I take it very seriously. And there's just some people that it's just a job for them, and it's just, it is what it is. But for us, it's very serious.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one of our competitors, they only have a work phone, and it's at work. So if you don't call them 8 to 5, that's the only time you can get a hold of them, because they only work at the desk. And that's your sales rep, the person that works at the desk.
Yeah.
And doesn't take his phone home. That's not a sales rep.
Right. Or the one that doesn't leave, never leaves the office. He's never hitting the road. We're on the road all the time, because it's just where you meet customers where they're at. They usually appreciate it. So
100%.
Face to face.
Yeah. It feels like we went away from that for about 2 seconds. And I think everyone else realized it wasn't working. Mm-hmm. Maybe the people that are still doing it haven't realized that it's not working. But
I do think they thought, I think there's a couple of our competitors, the bigger ones, that thought if they both do it, everybody would do it. And then they realized, no,
nope.
At least Wensco's not going to stop doing it.
Yeah.
And then you have to put them back on the road, because there's still areas of the country that never see a sales rep, because
100%. Yeah.
The people that were, our size or a little smaller just copy their actions. So what that only helps them. If you copy what they're doing, it only helps them.
Yeah.
We got to make them copy what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean,
and they kind of are.
In Denver, I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but as far as I can tell from talking to customers, they don't never see a sales rep. They might not even have one.
They're starting.
Northern Florida.
No, Glance just went there, and they're doing a little better job. So
good.
Northern Florida, I know, is the same way. Every time we talk to somebody from Northern Florida, they can get from one person. It's not coming from Florida. They never see a sales rep. So 100%. There's sections of the country where there's just no service and support. So when they realize that that's an option, I think it's a pretty big deal for most
Mello
people.
Northern Florida branch coming soon then.
Yeah. That's what I keep saying. Just a little warmer,
Yeah, just a little warmer.
I need a summer and a winter office is what
Exactly.
I really need.
Yeah.
Well,
My wife
yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
So
I even said, even if we just got a little south of Louisville, just a little
a
warmer.
little brick and mortar place. That's all. Just
2 offices.
one shelf. One shelf.
Yeah. Ink. That's it. That's all we're doing here. You guys need ink? Okay, perfect. That's what we're here for.
ink and pickup only. And it's going to be from my house that's on the beach.
I like that.
It's self-serve when you get there, too. I'm not getting out of my chair.
Yeah. Here's the garage code. It's just 2 it's 2 Rhino racks in the garage just with inks. You're like, it's on shelf B2. You get there, B2 is just Sharpied on there. B2. It's right there.
Bring me a beer at the beach.
Exactly. Bring one down. But no, I think I think we're only going to see more opportunity for exactly that style, though, of things to open up, where it's super niche products going in and being like, hey, our job is, large format. That's all we're here to do. We're going to service. We're going to do the inks. We're going to do the consumables. That's it. And it doesn't take a lot of people, obviously, to open something like that up and take business from some of the big competitors out there.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of opportunity. Thanks to Geneva Capital for sponsoring the podcast this month. If you are in the market for equipment,
Well-qualified customers can get $0 down, 90 days, no payments. This is through September 30th, 2026, and you can check it out at Wensco.com.
I think 15 years ago or 20 years ago, the company that you guys have, there wasn't a place for it then because there was too many small. But because of everything that happened, it's an absolute perfect opportunity, right time, everything. Because before, when you had all the people, similar to us that were smaller and everywhere, and they're all different, it was hard. Now there's I don't want to say there's less competition, but there's not the same type of competition as what you're doing.
It's like branches of the same place, but in different spots.
Yes, exactly right. So it's wide open to just continue to just expand and expand and expand.
Yeah, we're not like we're not super strategic like thinkers. We're not like, yes, like this is a perfect business opportunity. My dad was like, I want to work for myself, and then I was like, I need a job, and then it just happened to be the right place at the right time, and we've now seen the opportunity, but it was not like we planned this out. Like it was going to be this big move that we make. Now we want to grow it, obviously, but it was never that way.
But it's good to hear the success that you're having already, and you can see farther down the road, right? Yeah. The vision is there. It's how you get there.
Yes.
But get there strategically. We like to say, oh, yeah, we'll open up a branch and whew. I mean, I remember coming in, and next thing I know, Mike goes, hey, I need you for Kentucky. I'm like, Louisville? Yep. We're opening up. We're going to expand. We got to redo the whole warehouse. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Next thing I know, we just do everything. And then next thing we know, we got a problem with this. We got a problem with this. We got a problem with that. We got a problem with this. It's like challenges, but you could see the vision. I saw the vision that this is going to be a great location. We just need to make sure that it's right. So the next one that we opened up, we're like, okay, whoa, hold on here. Let's do this. Let's do that. Have a B, C plan.
Yeah, you learn as you like. Now we've opened. How many have I opened? So when it was 3 and 8, so I've opened 5 locations, and you learn as you go. And the first one was definitely the hardest. Because I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, literally just like, okay, well, we gotta figure this out. And but now it's not nearly as bad. I mean, I think the worst one was still Cleveland because we opened it May of 2020.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Yeah,
like we had already signed the lease, then COVID hit, and then the only option was to bring Tater, who was just graduated.
2020, so yeah, 20 years old.
So it was just me and him. We set all the racking up, and then normally when you order, like if you order aluminum, all that stuff, aluminum comes in 2 weeks. Vinyl comes in 1 week. So I ordered it all. 2 days later, it all showed up at the door. There was a line all the way down the thing because nobody else was ordering during COVID. And I'm like, this was a bad situation. So now we have the entire warehouse. The floor is full. Nothing's on the shelves because all we did was for a straight day or 2 days was unload trucks.
Yeah.
And it was only 2 of us, me and Tater. Yeah. And I don't think he's very happy with me. But we got it all put away.
Yeah, but it's like I don't think our customers think about it on that side of things, which is our job, right? Our job is to make you not even think about what goes into getting you the product at all. Like the whole point is that it's as smooth as humanly possible.
It just shows up at your doorstep.
Yeah. You ask for it and we're like, yeah. And then tomorrow it shows up and they may have no idea that it was like, oh, we didn't even have it. When I took the order, we didn't even have the product at all. I was just like, yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, we'll get it there. Don't even worry about it. And then you're like, hey, can you send me one of those real quick? But that's our job, right? Is just to be there to help our customers anytime they may need it.
So if you were to expand, where would you go?
That's a good question. I actually got a recommendation from my Arlon rep, Karan, great rep. But he was saying like, you got to go to like, it was like Pennsylvania, but like Eastern Pennsylvania, like closer to New Jersey side. There's more opportunity there, less crowded. A lot of people that are like kind of same thing you were saying, right? Where they're like, I don't really have a lot of options, and they seem to value things a little differently there, like how they do, I'd say by me, like on Long Island and things like that, where it's a little more like valuing the dealer and the service that we bring. So we'll see, but that probably be that or the North Florida location we were talking about.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go in with you on that one. We'll share an office.
Yeah, for sure.
You sound like you have a good rep. Our rep says, yeah, let's go to the crowded space.
Man, their rep.
Hey, can you guys lower the price so you sell more?
Yeah.
That's our rep, Chuck.
Mine actually warned me to like, don't go too low. You'll go out of business. I'm like, okay. Very good.
That's funny.
Noted.
Yeah, we ran into your rep at the Elevate event, and he's like, "Oh, Erik's coming on the podcast." He's like, "Yeah, I'm so excited for him." And I was like, "That's my first time I met him." I think we may have met at a show just like briefly, before. I mean, we've been in the Arlon booth 1,000 times, but that was like my first introduction. Is him being excited to talk to me about the podcast, and him being excited for someone else coming on the podcast that he knew. So I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool."
Awesome.
And he knows his stuff too. Like, it's so funny how long do you think he's been doing this? Honestly,
I have no clue.
He's been doing this for like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Karan, but I think it's been like maybe 2 years. And we talk shop about vinyl all day long. Like when I met him, I was actually on his first sales call. Like it was joint with us. He was just shadowing the existing sales rep, Justin, also great. But he came from a different industry, didn't know anything about it, but he was like a sponge. I could see he was just sitting there listening in. So like, again, going back to like, they really do value that like education and like having that knowledgeable sales rep on our side, like the vendor side. It's just so important for us because be able to pick up the phone call at any time. 100%. Hey, I have having this, whether it's a logistical problem or I need a product sort of recommendation, to be able to like have that support is great. So he's been good. Yeah,
we talked about yesterday in terms of the vendors you don't carry and what our experience is with them. And I said some of them are unbelievably good, right? In terms of they give you the product when you need it. If you call them, someone's there to answer. If that person doesn't answer, you have another person you can call. And some of them are not that way at all, right? Where it's like you have a product question, you're like, you're telling the customer, your guess is as good as mine, dude. I don't know, and I know I can't call him and ask.
That's a lot of the reason we do the way we have steps where you can call different people. We like the same thing with our vendors, with our line. Like, okay, if I can't get it from here, I can get it here. I can get it here. Avery's the same way. If I can't get it here, I can get it here. I can get it here, and roll all across the board. Like our best vendors, I know the chain of command that I can get to.
You can get 3 people deep,
and that's kind of why we do it here. Like they can get to me.
Yeah.
Like the customers can get all the way to me.
Yeah. You just have to set expectations.
They better buy from us because I'm going to look at CRM first. If those sales are 0, the answer is no.
The answer is you're not even calling.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to take all my business from you.
Oh, yeah.
You did $1,200 since January. Go ahead. Thank you. And that's basically how the conversation goes. Like, okay, great. You bought 2 rolls of vinyl, 1 in February, 1 in March. And now you're going to take the rest from me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. It's an interesting space to be in where I think some people treat you just like a commodity, which like is fine, right? Like if you want to just treat us like we're the grocery store in terms of like, oh, you just go on the website and you place an order, like that's great. Obviously we'd love to do business with you. That's easy on our end, but that doesn't mean you get to treat us like we're worthless to you either. You know what I mean? Like there's a two-way street here. So it's just been an interesting space to be in. But you guys, what is the other supplies that you guys do carry? So you mentioned Arlon. What are the other ones that you guys have available?
On the vinyl side, we have Arlon, which is our number 1 by far, and then DryTac. Okay. And that's been great for calendared products. So far so good. We signed on with them about 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
And then on the printer side, we have Epson, and then we have Vanguard. So and with the slew of some other ones, but those are by far our 2 largest printer vendors. And then finishing, we have Suma and we have GFP for finishing equipment. Yeah.
Like the full gamut.
Yeah, we don't
simple.
Yeah, exactly. And we try to keep it like we're intentional about those choices because we did want vendors that like it doesn't break a lot. Like we don't want to be on site fixing your printer. We'd rather you just be ordering ink and don't hear from you other than that.
Yeah.
So like it's been great. For example, with the Epsons, pretty low maintenance machines, once you get people set up. So we always call for sort of follow up, hey, how's it going? Or we go in person with the follow up. It's just been, it's been easier with those brands. So, you don't want to be on site a lot fixing printers and, it's what we do, but we don't want to have to do it. So
yeah. What things would you like to add to that catalog as you grow?
That's a great question. So we always want to be large format specialists, right? We don't want to venture out too far into the unknown. Because it's worked for us so far. I do think there's some gaps in our portfolio right now. Like we have the ability to give people, obviously we have the Epson 64-inch, eco solvent roll to roll. It's great for printing vinyl. It's banner and all these sorts of things. We have our UV flatbed and our UV 10-foot, roll to roll. We have hybrid. We have all those areas covered, but then there's just some size gaps, like smaller hybrid would be great to have. Just more printers really. And then more vinyls. That's really, we just want to do more of what we're good at and stick within that. And, cause I always want to be able to pick up, like someone calls me, pick up the phone, like be able to answer whatever question they have. And if I'm going to grow outward, it's going to be slow. It's not going to be, we're also now like carrying like 2 different printing, types like DTF or whatever it is. I'm not saying I won't ever do it, but it's going to be slow, that migration outward. I'm always going to try and keep to the core of what's made us successful so far. So.
Yeah. We talked about that too, where it's like before we bring something on, it's usually we need to hear about it, more than one time. It's not going to be one customer being like, hey, can we get this product? And be like, oh yeah.
If it was up to our sales reps, we would.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah.
Oh no, it'd be here tomorrow.
Yeah. It'd have been here yesterday. In stock.
In stock.
We don't know how it runs and we can't service it, but hey, we'll sell it to you.
We're going to stock it before we even sell it. Actually, we're going to bring a whole skid and it's just going to sit there for 12 months. No one ever touches it. That's never happened before. That's just a hypothetical scenario that I'm talking about here. Yeah.
So do you do any shows? Do you go to any shows?
Well, we attend. Yeah, we attend. We don't exhibit. If there was one, like there used to be one in Atlantic City, if they had that again, I would do that. Yeah, I would definitely do a local show like by us, the potential customer base, obviously being more so Northeast based. We attend and we have all of our vendors there, especially with the Print United coming up. That's definitely our big one, being sort of print specialists. So like everyone's there. We have our meetings. We meet some customers there depending on who's coming. We show this ISA show. I had a few that I walked the show with. Almost like a little tour guide sort of thing with our vendors at least. And, that was a good format because instead of it being like it used to be like I would man like say the Vanguard booth and just wait for like people like walk by like, oh, are they from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut? It's not really the best strategy. Honestly, the better strategy is you meet people that whether they're existing customers or leads that hey, you going to the Print United show, and it's like yeah, I'm going. So we meet up at some point, and that seems to be for us like that's how we do it. And since we don't exhibit, we just meet customers there and we walk the gamut with them and see what they need. And they honestly like the reception for that has been much better. Like it's here's like, let's talk about you and your operation, not like this printer in front of you. It starts with them and then it's, well, oh, I know you were trying to get more boards printed. Here's the flatbed. Here's, this one's got high suction or whatever it is. It's much more curtailed to them. So that's when we do the shows, it's always that way now.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's even on our side, right, where we have 8 locations. Some of the shows are still like, the amount of customers we're going to see in the Midwest is pretty minimal for having a booth. So maybe we're getting there. We'll see I think we'll see at Print whether or not we run into a lot of people we know or not.
We run into a lot of customers. A lot of customers reach out to us to, hey, I want to go look at this unit. And
our equipment specialist or whatever you want to call Mark, whatever his job. He's usually busy the whole time because the sales reps will set up appointments with him, and then he'll sell equipment at the show without a booth. You use Epson, you use HP, you use Roland, you use Mucho, whoever else we got, GFP.
Yep. So it's interesting to see. It would be cool to see I'd be interested to see if we go to some of these smaller trade shows if they end up coming back in a totally different format. Because I think we talked about it a billion times with GPX, right? We talked about it and then they cancel their shows, right? So I feel like maybe they should have listened to us 24 months ago when we started talking about it. But I think there's space.
Yeah, there's another one where did we not call it?
Yeah.
Did we not say exactly what was going to happen?
I think there's space for that style, but it needs to actually be effective. And the problem they ran into is they were running it as a Graphics Pro show and then all their vendors were apparel by the time it was done. So people were coming and being like, oh, I only saw like 2 people I wanted to see. Like that was not worth my time. And they never fixed it from that, which is maybe not on them, right? It was also a time where a lot of people were stopping putting in booths. But I think our open house style events are doing awesome, right? They're growing. And it's because that is like the perfect scenario for a customer, right? It's like, okay, it's close to me. It's 4 hours. I can do that in a half day, right? I can go, I can see everyone I want to see and then I can leave. And the trade shows have gotten so expensive that I'd be curious if someone came in with an open house style, right? Where it's like, hey, we're going to come in, we're going to be in a hotel room or in a hotel trade show thing, right? And do tabletop event one day, not doing big booths. It's whatever.
Why are you giving our secrets away? That's the one thing I was. That's what I was saying.
Come back.
That's what we should do.
I like the format. I mean, it's also great because everyone's walking the floor. It feels very personal.
Yeah.
Those events that you guys put on. It's also great because no matter what, they're buying it from you guys. So it's a win-win. I mean, it's you're giving them an opportunity to learn about products, the whole breadth of what you offer, and no matter what, you're selling something to somebody. So I definitely respect it. We would like to do something like that soon. Like we've had some smaller open houses, but I would definitely like to have one that's more broad-based. Just here's everything we sell with all our vendors, like how you guys have done. It's definitely a great format.
Yeah, I think customers want it, like from what we've seen at least. And obviously our competitors have went back to doing them, so they probably saw
really works.
So.
Too.
That was another thing where everybody stopped and they thought everybody's going to stop. We didn't stop. What happened? Everybody just started doing them again.
Yeah. And some of our competitors, I'm trying to think of who's the one in Ohio that does it, that does the, what do they call it? The large format expo, whatever they call it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think I do.
Trigon?
No. It's one of the paper ones.
Oh,
Lindenmeyer.
Lindenmeyer?
No, it's not Lindenmeyer.
No.
I can't think of it.
Anyways,
we don't care. Obviously, we don't care about them.
They do like this 2 or 3 day, like open house style. It's like trade show over 2 or 3 days. They bring in all their vendors, tabletop style event, and everyone we talked to is like, yeah, it's packed the whole time. But it's granted, it's the only event they do, right? So it's like we do one event a year. We do it over 2 or 3 days. Everyone comes in, and obviously their sales reps are incentivized to bring everyone in, and those events are doing better than a lot of the past, 8 small trade shows that we did. So I'll be interested to see if that's the style that works better, is we don't have trade shows and we see way more open houses, or if some of these companies start pivoting to smaller trade shows in quotes.
Yeah.
moving forward. Well, the industry is going to change. I mean, it changes every 6 months, right? I think from equipment changing, I think what you're talking about is different shows are going to start to pop up. I think you're right. I think there's my big issue is that there's markets that we're not in, right? But still a lot of our people go to those shows, and we still need to be present for that, right? But I think if they were to move it to different cities, pop it around everywhere, even we talked about New York. We don't have a customer base there, but it would be nice to see what's out there.
Yeah.
You know, what is the information, the reps that are out there, the companies, you know, the customers that are out there. It makes you think of, you know, our industry is not going to die.
Yeah.
But it's always going to be around, and how do we make it better?
Yeah.
Right? We always say we have all this competition between each other, which is great, but we need to basically build this industry for other companies to come in, that the small mom and pop shops that start in the garage. How many customers do we have that start in the garage?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
We still have some in their garage.
Still out there. That is true.
I delivered to a guy the week before I left, and we delivered his ink in his kitchen.
Yeah.
He's got his printer in his kitchen.
I mean, we have customers doing...
He buys a lot of ink.
Yeah,
So
we have
he's
customers
printing in his
doing-
kitchen nonstop.
We have customers doing 50, 100 grand a year out of their garage. So that's
what I
definitely
mean.
no
They're-
joke, right?
But that's us that we know.
Yeah.
He knows their customers. They're
Yeah.
everywhere, right? We need to get those into those signed shows,
Yeah.
so that they can see what is really out there.
Yeah.
And they could expand their portfolio and get into different segments, different markets. How do I do that? How do I get into trophy? You know, I got this guy that's going out of business in the trophy business. Well, I want to start doing engraving. I want to start doing it. Here's the machines that can do it.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of things. Educating these customers is what I'm talking about.
And I mean, obviously we spent a ridiculous amount of time on education, and both time and money on education on a yearly basis. And some people will still be like, oh yeah, I've never heard of that product. You can be like, I feel like we spent weeks talking about this thing, right? And it's not.
What about when our employees say it? What? We have that?
No, 100%. Yeah.
Sales rep calls, Jakob?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is Gator foam?
I mean, I've seen a lot where they joke that, like, for the marketing perspective, right, you need to show something to someone 7 times before they'll think about buying it.
Yeah.
But we don't think about that on the information side, right? Like I may need to tell somebody about it 7 times before it clicks like, oh, Arlon 9500, 9700. Oh yeah, that's new. Yeah. Okay, cool. And you'd be like, we sent it to you 4 times. And they're like, oh, I never saw it. And you'd be like, it shows you opened it. I can see it on my screen that you looked at it.
They saw it. They were probably working on something else.
Yeah.
So they're like, great. That's awesome. And then it sits on their desk and it hasn't moved since you were last there.
Yeah.
So.
And I think we've gone so much onto the like, oh, it's on the website. We'll hand out a flyer to you, right? That type of stuff. And if they're not attending events, like they actually are not. They don't know what's new. And that's why I think one of the biggest questions that comes up when sales reps are out, and you probably deal with it too, right? Where it's like, you come in, you're like, hey, I'm from this. And they're like, oh, what's new? Like, that's always the question. Right. And I always think like, oh, that's a throwaway question. No, genuinely, they have no clue.
Yeah.
Right? They have no clue what's new, what they should be thinking about, what they should know. And maybe there isn't anything new lately, but sometimes they just literally have no clue because no one is telling them what's new.
I'll stick it to the door sometimes. Like I'll literally be like, because you can't ignore it if you're walking in, and it's literally stuck to the door as you walk in. Yeah. So as long as it's like somewhat removable, I try not to be like a jerk about it. But
just 8,000, just slap right on the drywall.
They won't call me if I stick 8,000 to the door, but
they can't get in anymore.
Yeah. Seal them shut.
If you're doing vehicle graphics, fleet works, or general long-term signage, Metamark makes materials for how installs happen in the real world. MD5 is a super versatile film. MD5B is for spot graphics, partial wraps, or general long-term signage. It comes with Meta Escape, which is an aerogress technology made for bubble-free installs. MD5UB is their ultra-high-tech version of that film. This is made for textured surfaces, block walls, or low-energy plastics. You can check all of those out at Wensco.com. Metamark, made for professionals. In 2026, G2G and Wensco will launch 2 new products into the market. The one is the United Stick, which is a high efficiency, affordable, and reliable product for your sign and lighting projects. The second is LumaLink, which has a power pin design that's made to be cut and done anywhere in the field or in your shop. This is for small channel letters or any large projects. Check them out at Wensco.com. This episode is brought to you by Arlon Graphics, trusted for innovative high-performance cast vinyls. Check out their newest product, DPF V9500, a non-PVC polyurethane wall film built to tackle ultra-textured surfaces like a pro. More exciting new products to come soon from Arlon. Check them all out at Wensco.com.
That's another thing we have, though, is we are knowledgeable when you do ask, hey, what's new? We at least, most of our reps, know.
Hopefully.
I think just before I went on my hiking trip, I went to REI and I asked the person who comes talks to you, hey, what's new? Well, I'm kind of new here. I'm like, then go find somebody else. Because we're not going to figure this out together. I want somebody else that can tell me what's new. So they went and got somebody else new. But like that's some of our competitors, that's exactly what they get. Yeah. Hey, so I got this product. I have no idea. Like, and there's times we don't know, but like you don't want someone that rotates every 6 months. That's just coming from college, talking on the phone. Yeah. You want someone that actually knows.
Yeah. And we talked about it yesterday with, literally my whole week so far. So today's Thursday, right? My whole week, all I did was wrap a car. That's the only thing I did. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's all we did the whole day. And I was joking with him yesterday. I was like, how many of my competitors could a customer call and get someone on the phone that's physically done that entire process?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly why I had you and Jason 100%. Do it.
Like, there's no one else you're going to call that's
you got to be able to intelligently talk about what they're doing. At least know their pain points. Yeah. And now you know their pain points.
Yeah. I was joking. So Vic came out to do it from Raps for Less in Orlando. And he kept saying, he would squeegee. He kept saying, cut the vinyl. That's what he kept saying. And I said, by the third day, I'm squeegeeing. He's like, oh, you did it. And I was like, Vic, I'm going to be honest with you. You said cut the vinyl probably 50 times. I did not understand it. Legitimately, I watched you do it. You said it. I watched you. Couldn't understand it until we had played with it so much that I was like, oh, yeah, you can see it. And I couldn't explain it to somebody like in 30 seconds. I couldn't be like, oh, here's what he means when he says cut the vinyl, right? Like next week we have a rap class and I'm sure at some point I'll be like, yeah, you just do it like this. And they'll be like, that doesn't make any sense to me, right? And that's what happens sometimes. But if you're dealing with somebody that knows what they're doing, you can be like, okay, here's why I think you should use Arlon PCC for this application, right? And it's like, okay, we used it. I've used the other ones. Here's why in this scenario it would be a better option. And that's totally different than, oh yeah, it's spec sheet, low tack, 3 mil, color change vinyl.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, that's all of them. Are
It means
the same.
nothing to the customer
Yeah.
either. Like when you talk to them, just reading a brochure, it's like, well, they could read a brochure.
Yeah, yeah, I could send it to them.
What are you there for if you're just like regurgitating what the vendor says about it? So
Yeah. So I think most of this podcast has been like, if you aren't getting that type of service, just start asking for it. Someone by you will certainly be able to provide it to you. Even from some of the ones that we've talked poorly about on here in the past. Like there's areas, Atlanta's the one that comes to mind for me, where every time I ever see somebody bashing this certain company, there'll be somebody from Atlanta that was like, oh, we've had a great experience. And I always say, like, there's still great reps out there, right?
Yeah.
If you just keep calling around, if you're not in the Midwest, if you're not in New York, like if you aren't in Orlando and Miami dealing with economy, you know what I mean? Like if you're not in these areas, you can still call and get a good rep.
They're
on the
out
phone
there
and available.
They're out there.
And
There's good people out there.
100%. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And if you've just been dealing with the same guy and you don't even know who his name is, and I show up and ask, oh, who's your rep? And you don't know, just start asking around and find one. I think that's my biggest piece of advice for customers. If you can find someone who knows what they're talking about, is willing to work with you, we've seen from our side customers that's completely invaluable to them, and they may not even know that they need it or want it until they have it, and then it's like, oh, how did I ever get by without having someone to ask questions to? You know what I mean?
Well, if you're, are you going to Print United?
I am, yes.
All right. Make sure you give us some business cards so that every time that we see somebody from New York, we go, call them.
Man,
I appreciate that.
Call them.
That's so funny. We do this.
We're one of those companies that are very quick to pass customers on to
Absolutely.
Yeah, same
a
here.
competitor. We're
If it's
very
out of,
fast
if it's out
to
of my
like.
area, I don't want to go to you, honestly.
I tell the story, and Jeremy may not even remember saying this to me, but Jeremy Breihoff from SignComp heard me do that exact pitch when we were at the show in Texas, where they're like, oh, we're in Houston. What can you guys do for me? I said, can I be honest with you? Absolutely nothing. And Jeremy Breihoff's walking by. He hears me give that pitch, and he just starts laughing. He's like, that's the worst sales pitch I've ever heard in my life. And I was like,
but it's true.
why would I want, like,
No, it's
there's
the best because you're honest.
And that
You're
was
being-
before the GSG thing, right? So at the time, there was 4 big competitors all in Houston. It's like, why would I even want to compete in that space? Like, hopefully one of those 4 can service you well, right? And that's what I always lead with. Like, if you deal with all of them and they're all terrible, I'm more than happy to work with you, and we can ship out skids. You know, we can figure it out. But ideally, get it from somebody local. Like, I don't want to ship it to you if I can avoid it.
We talked about that all the time with customer service. Like, if they're calling us from New York, there's so many options. Why are they calling us?
Yeah.
Why do they want us to ship it?
Yeah.
Like, give them the other options.
Yeah. And at that point,
Even if the option is I'm sending it to you and you're going to deliver it, that's a better option than UPSing it direct to them. Like, it's just not, because you may get the rest of that business.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, obviously.
Yeah.
We're that
kind of company that
we're not chasing. We'll never chase every sale.
Right.
Yeah.
And we constantly push that with our sales reps and customer service. We're not chasing every sale. We want that long-term customer. Like, I don't care if I just, I'm going to buy this much. Okay. One time. I don't care.
Yeah.
I literally don't care.
And I think someone's going to remember like you referring them off to somebody else, as long as they have a good experience, right? You could refer them to somebody. It could be horrible.
It's got to be a good referral.
Yeah, it's got to be a good referral.
But assuming it goes well, like if they ever do need something and they're in a pinch, you assume you would be the next call. It'd be like, okay, you may not be able to get it for me, but I know you'll give me the answer that I need. So,
I get that from vendors. I get that from customers.
Yeah.
So-and-so told me to call you because you're the Gerber guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute. Where are you located? Montana.
Yeah.
Well, all right, I'll help you, but
Well, there's only like 2 of you left in the world.
That's
Exactly.
what I told him he's going to do one.
I got to go Monday or Tuesday now.
Where?
Gerber.
Ohio.
Gerber reports would be like $1,000 an hour. There's nobody doing it anymore.
What are you going
You know
to do? You know, got to get it done.
Got to get it.
So
She bought the software. She bought the plotter. Got to do it.
How did she even get a plotter? She got a new one?
She got a Graphtec, brand new.
Oh, Graphtec.
And an
Okay.
Omega CS.
There you go. Okay.
That's her
makes sense.
design software. I'm like, ooh.
So anyways, hopefully this gives you an idea of what goes on our side, gives you an idea of what it's like to open a new one and run an operation with 3 people doing large format support and growing because there's a need for it. hopefully this was valuable to you. I don't know. I felt great talking about it just because we talked about it yesterday, right? Where it's like you don't ever get to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like no one else understands like what's going on our side and dealing with price increases and how annoying that is we talked about it in the Sun Supply podcast too, right? But it's like, we don't want to deal with it. Like our customers get mad at us for it, but it's like, we don't want them either. Right. And there's no one else really to talk about it unless you're in our space, which you guys are.
Yeah, and listen, it's not woe is me. Like we're obviously making money when we sell you products, so like we always want to work with you on things, and we always, I'm not going to complain about the work that I do, but there's things that it's just nice to talk to another local distributor that deals with a lot of the same things that we do. So it's awesome to be on the show.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys having me.
I think our customers are like, man, these guys complain a lot, and then all of our vendors and competitors are like, man, these guys really know what's going on.
They're honest.
I don't want the theme of this.
So we try not to make it sound like
this one to be like complaints about selling vinyl.
Woe is me with Erik Mello. That's the podcast. Yeah, it'll be awesome. Yeah, we'll run that one.
No, we're just excited that you're growing and that you're seeing the business side. That hopefully you have success in your area, and hopefully you'll grow, and you can come back on the show and say, "Yeah, we got another 4 locations now," and then we're going to say, well, how's that working now?
Yeah. Different conversation, I imagine.
When we have a shared North Florida location. That's
exactly.
I mean, I remember talking to Economy. 1's easy. All your family's there. It's very easy.
Yeah.
2, not as easy. And as you grow, it just gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
Where like you can't be there. Like, and when sometimes you need to be there, like you wake up like, oh, are they even open? I'll never forget driving into Louisville. The garage door's open. I drive my car right into the warehouse, get out, nobody in the building. Oh. 0 people in the building.
Well, they had to go get coffee.
Yeah. They went to lunch. And at the time there was only 3 people that worked in the building. They couldn't talk to each other that they all went to lunch.
No.
So it's that kind of stuff where it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Where at your own location, like this location's relatively smooth.
Well, even with one location, like we've done that before where I've come back and be like, oh, we didn't close the door. So we installed an automatic garage door opener with a 10-minute timer. And that's been the best investment we've ever made.
Yeah.
You just like, you drive away, whatever, you come back, it's never open. So that's been a good investment for us.
Yeah. Technology is great in that. If I didn't have technology for my house, it'd be a disaster.
Yeah. You just need an automatic mower and then you'd be good to go.
I did come home last night with 2 alarms going off. The cat's pulled down 2 alarms off those windows downstairs, so I unplugged them all.
I heard you got another cat.
I got Jess's cat, Gus.
Oh, jeez.
So I have a little dinky black short hair cat and then a big long hair black cat, and they're a disaster. 100% disaster.
You asked for it.
Yeah, I came home. There's 2 alarms downstairs going off.
That's funny. We didn't hear it yesterday, at least when we were there.
So it couldn't have been going that long. I would think the batteries would die.
But anyways,
technology, you need it.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to us for an hour. Rick's gonna have a fun time editing the end of this, so he's like, wrap it up, please. We need to be done. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming out to the studio and letting us do that.
How did we get a hold of him? Like, how did he end up?
Yeah. What's your website?
It's top secret.
How did they get a hold of him? But also, how did he get to here?
What do you mean?
Like, how did he get on the podcast? Like, how did
I just drove here and I just knocked on the door.
Like, how did you guys know? Like,
we can't talk about it. It's top secret.
Oh, it's top secret?
Yeah. We'll tell you after.
Okay. I'm just curious. Like, okay, we got some phone from New York.
Well,
like,
how can they reach the business?
Well, I can say he found us through the podcast, which actually was
I discovered this podcast,
which was from an Arlon recommendation.
Oh, nice.
So they said, hey, listen to the podcast, and then he saw us from that, and then reached out on LinkedIn. That's how we got connected. So
nice.
But
so do you have a website?
Yeah, so melloimaging.com is our website. We throw all of our weight behind the old school way of doing it, though. You call us, we'll take care of you, whatever it is. So we're actually working on overhauling the website right now. So you can go, but don't expect much because we're completely changing it. We're going to set it up to be much more informative. You look up, how you guys have it set up, where you look up maybe it's a product you want, a brand, or you look it up however you want, and it's gonna pop up with the right recommendations. But like I said, we're so old school. I'd much rather you call, email, text, whatever it is.
And the 800 number is?
The 800 number is 631-617-7422. That's just my cell phone. So.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. Call the cell phone then.
That's who you need to contact. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode.
Thank you.
We'll
Thanks,
see
Erik.
you next time.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.